Hi, I'm Jessica Lahr, and welcome to a special Thanksgiving edition of FLX Weekly here on FingerLakes1.com on Wednesday, November 23rd, 2016. I'm joined here in studio with FingerLakes1.com President Jim Sinicropi, lead news editor Josh Durso, and network administrator Jessamy Uticone. Welcome to the studio. I know we talked about snow. A little bit of snow coming on Sunday night.
A little bit.
But I got to tell you, I did not anticipate all the snow that we got. It was
It
pretty
was
massive.
crazy. It was crazy.
Usually, sometimes with winter storms, there's a lot of hype.
Right.
This one
Not so
actually
much.
exceeded the hype, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said, front page of Finger Lakes 1 said, look out up to what, 7 or 8 inches?
6 to 9 inches was the original forecast, and that
Yeah.
was at like 3 in the afternoon on Sunday. So by I want to say the snow didn't even start sticking around here until almost 4 o'clock, and Sunday night into Monday morning, the whole region really just got hammered.
It was crazy.
Some of the highlights from that: Auburn saw 33 inches of snow, Geneva 22, Phelps 19, Penyan 8, Canandaigua 7 inches of snow. So really, you don't have to go too far to see almost very little. Seneca Falls, we saw 27 inches. Sodus Point and Webster, I thought this was one of the more interesting things, between 2 and 5 inches of snow.
Wow.
Right up there on
So
the lake, there was a
strange.
little bit of a buffer. They saw a ton of wind, like 50 to 60 mile an hour winds Sunday night. A lot of power outages. Travel advisories out the wazoo. Cayuga County actually issued a travel ban by morning on Monday. That lasted through the whole day. Lots of government offices were closed. Most schools were shut down. I wanted to say all schools were shut down. I didn't hear about any schools that had school on Monday.
Yeah.
And there were tons of accidents. 125 reported in Tompkins County, dozens reported in Wayne County. Ontario County didn't see that many, but as you went further into Ontario County, there were a little less snow, so they were more prepared.
Well, the wind was so brutal. I mean, it was
It
intense.
really was. Yeah,
That made it worse.
It was rough, and it was the kind of snow that, if you were trying to shovel it, there was probably like a 2-inch glaze at the bottom of
Yeah, it was
really
heavy.
Yeah, it
heavy,
was
wet,
heavy.
slushy stuff, which was just a total pain.
Yeah.
It was exacerbated by the fact that just 24 hours earlier, it was almost 70 degrees,
Yeah.
I know it.
and it was just gorgeous. And then all of a sudden, it's like as wintry as you can get.
I know.
With the wind chills had to be down into
They were
the
in the
teens.
teens. Yeah, they were in the teens pretty much through the whole event.
And it was wet, heavy snow.
Yeah.
And it just kept coming, and then it would blow. So, like on Sunday night, I shoveled the driveway at like 10 o'clock at night, and then I shoveled it at like 2 in the morning,
Oh my gosh.
and then I woke up in the morning, and it was like I didn't do anything because it had drifted back on. So,
Oh no. So much for that 2 a.m. shoveling job then.
Yeah.
Darn.
but the good news is that winter might almost be over now.
The upside that I don't think anybody's really talked about yet is that the water deficit that we have
Yep.
throughout the region.
Yes.
This is exactly the kind of thing that we need to, because as this melts, and it will slowly melt over the next couple weeks because temperatures look like they're going to
It's going to melt by Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be great for getting our water table back up.
What a positive twist.
Right? Right? It's
Strange
not
for
all
you
positive.
to toss a positive twist our way.
Don't worry, I'll turn it around.
Oh, geez. Well, before we get into that.
Yeah, what does the forecast look like for this weekend? Is this going to melt away, or are we going to get more?
Well, rain showers are likely in the afternoon on Black Friday, but it will be much warmer with highs in the mid-40s. And I know it's funny to say that when we had highs in the mid-60s last Friday, but here we
I'll
are.
take it.
Saturday will be mostly cloudy after a chance of morning showers with a high in the low 40s. And Sunday will be partly sunny with a high again in the low 40s. The early look into next week shows temperatures rebounding into the 50s by Tuesday.
Dang.
Yeah, so we're crawling back up there.
Snow will be gone by Sunday,
Yeah.
off the ground, and then we'll be back on the golf course on Tuesday, maybe.
Oh boy.
It might be wet though, but
Yes, it probably will be very wet. As always, check out the latest local forecast and live radar at our local weather center on FingerLakes1.com. The holiday season is about to begin.
Yes.
Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas lights, and music.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Ready?
Are we?
I jumped the gun on the Christmas music during the snow.
Mr. Scrooge over here.
I know. He had been telling us
Uh-huh.
all month that you can't do it before Thanksgiving. You can't do it before Thanksgiving,
Uh-huh.
and he pulls the trigger a week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
With the snow, it just gets you in the spirit. But
It sure does.
yeah, normally I wouldn't even play it like during Thanksgiving. But once Thanksgiving night ends, you go to bed, you wake up the next morning, then you can play the Christmas
I have to
This time-
admit, it was very Christmassy feeling in downtown Seneca Falls when the snow first started because all of the Christmas lights are
Yeah.
up. And there wasn't so much snow that it was depressing.
Right.
So
It's beautiful, really.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
mind the snow. I mean, I don't like the shoveling of it, but you know what? It's a good workout. It's a
Yeah.
good- I have a snowblower in my back shed that I did not get out in time, and sometimes I don't get it out anyways because sometimes it's more of a pain in the neck to
Yeah.
fire that thing up than you just get out there and shovel.
Mm-hmm. Good workout, like you said.
Yeah, so I got full body soreness going on
Oh,
all
no.
week this week.
Shoveling soreness. I'm sure you're not the only one. Well, Thanksgiving is tomorrow. What is your favorite thing at the Thanksgiving dinner table?
My favorite thing is the stuffing, and we're hosting at my house. I'm doing all the cooking, and I make a cornbread stuffing with cherries and almonds in it that I really look forward to.
Wow. Cherries and almonds.
In the stuffing, in the cornbred stuffing. And I don't
Wow.
cook it in the cavity of the bird. I
No.
cook it separate.
Yeah.
Smart.
In the
move.
cavity of my bird, I put, while it's cooking, I put oranges and lemons and sage and rosemary
Mm,
and thyme.
that makes more sense to me.
Stuff
The
it in
stuffing in there kind
That's
of
good
creeps
cavity
me out a
stuff.
little
Yeah.
bit. Josh, you're making dinner too. I just found out.
Are you really?
I am.
You are?
Have you ever done it
I'm
before?
doing all of it. I've done Christmas. I've never done Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving's
adorable,
very easy.
Josh.
I think it's very easy.
It's adorable.
adorable.
Sometimes you have to step up and you have to do what's necessary.
My
you
goodness,
know?
Aw.
Take one for the team.
Well, I want to see
I,
pictures.
I honestly, I think
Snapchat
Um,
some stuff out.
Yes.
I want to say that stuffing is my favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving.
I
Yeah.
agree.
You-
That's
I
three
mean,
of us.
I could make it. I could just make a meal out of that alone
Huh.
and be totally satisfied.
I like yams.
You're a yam guy.
And then we have Jessamy.
You know what else I like that I only usually eat on Thanksgiving or when I have Chinese food? Water chestnut.
Oh, yeah?
Love those things. They're crunchy.
Do you?
Yeah, I just like the texture.
I don't
Put them in
like
the
texture.
stuffing.
Yeah, the texture
In the
Oh.
stuffing,
in
yeah.
the stuffing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
buddy.
that's different.
There you go,
Alright.
Josh.
Did I
Throw
mention
it-
I like
Uh-huh.
yams also?
Pies are good too.
I like pies.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
good.
Especially, there's not a lot of holidays. Well, at least where we are, we'll have like 5 or 6 different kinds of pies, and you've
Yeah.
got a
Lots of
license to
pies.
sample them all
Right.
on Thanksgiving. so.
Exactly.
Forgot about
And then, of
pies.
course, the turkey sandwiches later that night and the next couple days are outstanding too.
Mhm.
Really look forward to them. There's straight white bread, turkey, Miracle Whip, and then
Miracle Whip.
yeah, Miracle Whip or mayonnaise,
Ah.
but I like the Miracle Whip on the turkey sandwich, and then a little black pepper, on
Yes.
there too.
I
How about
agree.
what's your favorite?
I have to say the stuffing. But I'm the kind of person, like, I want a little bit of the green
See?
bean casserole, the stuffing, the mashed potatoes, and a bite of turkey all in one bite.
Yeah, oh yeah, mix
Like,
it up.
everything's
Gravy
savory.
all over everything too.
Yep, and the gravy and
Green bean
all in one bite.
casserole. I
So
didn't
that's
think
my
about
favorite.
that.
Everything all at once.
I didn't think about the outlying dishes like green bean casserole. I didn't think about that. It's kind of
Corn,
outlying.
straight corn. We
Yeah.
do some straight corn with
Yeah.
butter, like in a big dish of corn. I'll say this though, I like almost all the foods in the world that Earth has to offer. Like I really like eating. But the one thing that disgusts me to no end that I just cannot stand is green bean casserole.
Oh,
I like
I don't like it.
love it. You
Little
gotta put a
offensive.
little soy sauce in it. It gives it that
Ooh.
extra,
soy sauce.
Wow.
just a little, like maybe a tablespoon,
An Asian
and it gives it
infusion.
that sodium kick. that
You
it
could
needs.
put lobster and caviar in it and I still wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
And you need to put extra French fried onions in it.
I don't mind those. I'll pick those off the top of it. But green bean
You gotta mix
casserole
it in.
turns
He's
my
drawing a line in
stomach.
the sand, folks.
Yes.
That's
That's that.
No,
Okay.
Don't like it.
All right, Jessamy. Well, let's talk about what's going on
Okay.
this weekend.
Okay. I'll gladly relay the events that are happening this weekend. It's the 23rd edition of the Dickens Christmas. It opens at noon in downtown Skinny Atlas on Friday with the world's smallest Christmas parade. It's
Oh.
It's a wee little
It's
parade.
a wee little parade. Charles Dickens and his entourage will meander down Fennel Street to Jordan Street to Genesee Street, ending on the porch of the Hannum House. Dickens Christmas continues every Saturday and Sunday, noon to 4 p.m. through December 18th. More information online at skinnyatlas.com.
I like the meandering.
That's cute.
Yeah, they meandered through all those streets, and there's a tiny wee parade.
What does that even
A
mean?
wee parade.
I don't know.
I think it's just like 8 to 10 people. Well, like, it's without
Oh,
much
it's
fanfare.
not physically small. It's just like a small group of people.
Yeah.
Physically small in terms of the participation of the marchers.
Right,
I
but
don't
they're
think.
not tiny.
They're not
Right.
like
I was
tiny.
thinking literally like tiny, like.
No.
But this is the
Some
thing.
sort
Little
of-
Dickens.
You go to Skinny Atlas anytime over the next few weekends, and there'll be all these characters there. It's a nice little
Yeah.
thing that they do in Skinny Atlas. So, yeah, good
Very
for them.
festive.
Listen, there's other
Yeah.
places to go other than Skinny Atlas. Let's get serious here. Santa train excursions, for instance, are set on Saturday from Shortsville to Phelps and return over former New York Central Railroad Auburn Road branch line. Sponsored by Lehigh Valley Railroad Historical Society in cooperation with the Finger Lakes Railway. 1 hour, 18-mile round trip. Departures from the Station Museum at 8 East High Street in Shortsville at 10 a.m., 11:30 a.m., 1 p.m., 2:30 p.m., and 4 p.m. It's an 18-mile trip. It's going to cost you $1 per mile per person. It's $18 per person. Visit.
You pay by the mile. They collect.
Yeah, it's big. every mile you have to pay, or else you have to get off in the snow
Wow.
wherever you are. Visit www.lvrrhs.org.
Livingston Valley Railroad Historical Society.org. Yep, that's what it stands for.
LVRRHS.org to purchase tickets, or you can call on the phone if you have one of those, 585-289-9149. Santa Claus will be on board the train to visit with children.
The Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus.
The only one.
He'll be on board to visit with children and
That's fun.
adults
Good.
who
18 miles
who still
is good.
believe.
About an hour it
Perfect.
takes, right?
If there are any children watching this show.
If you listen to this, you think, why would I do that? When you take the road through the region, you see a whole different side of it than you see from
Yeah.
the road. So it's definitely worth it if you.
Sometimes it's just tree-lined, like, forest tunnels you're going through. It's
Yeah.
know all about.
So
nice up
Saturday,
there.
yeah,
it's
Saturday,
pretty.
if you got nothing to do and got family in town, head off to Shortsville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Ovid Fire Department, you guys familiar with them?
Mm-hmm.
It's their 4th annual holiday vendor and craft show,
Mhm.
which will be held on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Ovid Firehouse on Brown Street in Ovid. Now listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
There will be over 50 vendors and crafters. And this year, they're going to have the Santa Claus and a Chinese
Man.
silent auction. Proceeds to benefit Fort Town Community Center. So Santa
Nice.
Claus, fresh off of his train trip.
Right.
Wait a minute.
That's a big get.
Yeah, Santa Claus. is
Hold on a second. These times are
These
conflicting.
These times conflict.
Well,
How
he
is he
does
going to
have
be in
special.
both places?
He has special helpers.
Oh, that's right. His special helpers.
Yep.
Maybe he's just managed to duplicate himself.
Maybe.
Cloning.
Well, these days.
Well,
Be surprised.
I'll be down in Ovid scratching some items off my holiday shopping list
Yeah, I
on
mean,
Saturday.
They don't exactly list
I
what
want
they
to
have.
challenge all of you to do that. Go to a craft show this year, and we'll do a little exchange here in the studio.
There you
All
go.
items have to be from a craft
Craft
show.
show
Yes.
items.
Done. We'll exchange them on the Wednesday before Christmas.
There we
Yes.
go.
All right.
All right.
The
Let's
FLX
see who-
Weekly Craft Show Holiday
I didn't
Challenge.
sign on for this. I'm in though because I can't wait to be gifted a craft from one of these craft shows.
Right.
I hope it's hand knit.
Do we have to
And-
draw like Secret Santa style then?
We could.
Or do we
Yeah,
have to
and
get
give a-
3
and
different
a-
gifts?
I was going to say, is
Price
this like a
limit?
show and tell kind of thing where we have to bring something in from a.
Crafts can get out of control. I don't know if I can handle 3.
Yeah,
I
one.
don't know that I
and then
want
we'll
to
just
dedicate that kind of
pick.
time to something of that nature. I love my crafts, but I don't love them that much.
Well,
No
hey,
offense
go
to
to
the Ovid
Ovid,
craft show.
Ovid Saturday and get it out of the way.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. You guys know what a turkey trot is?
Yeah,
You do?
yeah.
What is it?
It's a run. On Turkey
It's
Day.
more of a trot, but yeah.
It's like a 5K on Thanksgiving. There's
5K
lots of
Turkey
them.
Day.
There's
Oh,
lots
yeah.
of
Okay,
them.
on Turkey
There's
Day.
lots.
We don't
of
have any
turkey trots.
specific ones to promote, but there's a lot of them going on. So check, your local. If there's one happening in your town, you know it. I know there's one in Seneca Falls.
Yeah.
There you go.
Lots of turkey trots.
For the
It's a-
overachievers.
It's a more recent.
Thanksgiving.
It's a more recent phenomenon on Thanksgiving over the past 5-10 years.
Makes sense,
If you
though.
undercook your bird, you might get the turkey trots.
I'll be home on Thanksgiving morning basting my bird.
Gotta baste the bird.
Look at this. You know,
it's a
another thing
family
that I
show
think
for
is
us.
funny is when we take animals that we eat and
Yeah.
make them into cartoons.
Yeah.
You know,
Look
like
at his shoes.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Like-
Okay.
he's. You know, if you go to get like a pack of bacon and there's like a big smiling pig on there.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
The
just
thing
don't-
about
I just
that
think
is
it's-
turkeys don't have
wrong.
hands, but that turkey has hands.
Oh,
Like, I could
yes.
see his little turkey feet being inside in the shoes. That's
Think
one
about
thing.
that for a
But
second.
they just gave him
Yeah,
human
they have-
hands.
You're right.
Yeah, that's not true. Those
It's
are
like,
wings.
Right.
It's horrific that they grafted those human hands on there.
You're so observant.
There are lots of other events you can check out at our website if you're familiar with that. It's fingerlakes1.com. It's a community calendar. You click on it. Tons of stuff going on.
Lots of stuff.
You know
going
it's
on.
winter when I've got my work slippers on. I wear boots to work and I change into slippers in the winter.
The
There
work
you go.
slippers.
Keep your feet toasty. Your tootsies toasty.
Mhm.
All right,
All
we
right,
got to move
Josh.
this along here. We're running out of
I
time.
know, we're gabbing.
Thanksgiving's
Tell
All
us
right.
about the
getting
news.
closer.
Let's get through some news stories quickly. Schuyler County Council votes support of Crestwood. They voted 11-0 unanimously to support Crestwood's plans for expansion in Reading. The plan would allow for LPG storage underneath Seneca Lake in abandoned salt caverns.
LGBT storage?
LPG?
LGBT?
Definitely not that.
LPGA?
That's board,
storage? What's
perhaps
happening?
that's borderline offensive. Extensive protests and opposition have been seen with this story, but the council voted unanimously on a similar resolution in 2014. They called on Governor Cuomo to take the necessary action to see that Crestwood's plan can move forward. They also said that they trust the DEC measures to regulate facilities like that and that Seneca Lake will be fine.
Okay.
Well,
Another, well, this goes back to the storm. 2 fatal accidents during Monday's winter blast. One in Williamson, one in Weedsport. A SOTUS man died after he lost control of his car on Route 104, sliding into the path of an 18-wheeler. His vehicle struck the truck head-on. And a Vermont man died in a second crash, which happened on the thruway near exit 41 between Weedsport and Tyre. The operator of that vehicle lost control and was struck by a tractor-trailer. Both vehicles were traveling east.
jeez.
The drivers of the trucks were not injured. However, state police say that the 2 other occupants on the thruway crash were taken to Strong Memorial Hospital with critical and minor injuries to the head. No update on that, by the way. And then Seneca County supervisors debate salary hike for non-union employees. Item being questioned is a 2% cost of living raise for non-union employees. That issue is complicated by the fact that some of those employees also qualify for 1.9% raises as well based on their employee reviews. Supervisor Heisen said that a 4% raise is unthinkable when senior citizens haven't been receiving equal raises along the way. He suggests a flat $500 bonus for all employees of the county across the board, whether they're unionized or not.
Either way, it sounds like I want to work for Seneca County.
Right.
$500 bonuses?
That debate was further muddied
1.7% raises?
as the supervisors voiced support for giving raises to low-wage workers who fall into the non-represented category, but not wanting to give them to the elected officials who make, for example, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year. Very, very complicated stuff. And then one last quick thing. The Ontario County judge race is over. Democrat Brian Dennis won. You can see all of that good stuff, some of that sad stuff, on fingerlakes1.com and much more.
Or if you want to see Brian Dennis, go out and get yourself arrested in Ontario County.
Yeah.
You can do that too.
Have a face-to-face.
Do it on Turkey Day while you're trotting.
No, don't do that. All right. Well, what do we have going on in sports?
Oh,
this
well,
week?
it's Thanksgiving weekend, usually a big sports weekend, and it's state championship weekend for high school football. And Time Warner Cable Sports will be televising all the championship games from inside the Carrier Dome on Saturday. Victor will take on Troy out of Section 2 in the Class AA final at 3 p.m. in their first ever state championship game appearance. So definitely want to say good luck to the Blue
Go
Devils
Victor.
Yes.
in that one.
Go Victor.
Go Victor.
Yeah.
Syracuse basketball will take on South Carolina in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn on Saturday afternoon at 2:30 p.m. They blew out South Carolina State in the Dome last night. And the Syracuse Orange football team will wrap up their season at Pitt on Saturday, kicking off at 12:30. The Buffalo Bills will host the Jacksonville Jaguars at New Era Field for a 1 o'clock kick on Sunday. The game will be televised on CBS. LaShawn McCoy is expected to play after undergoing surgery on his thumb earlier this week. And it's possible that good old Sammy Watkins might return after coming off the injured reserve. He's eligible to play now, but they've been kind of mum on whether he'd play or not. And the big sports event of the weekend is happening at New York Chiropractic College. It's the Tip-Off Classic, which will be streamed live on Saturday on FingerLakes1.tv.
Look at that.
Game 1 at noon features Southern Cougar against Lions. Game 2 has the Geneva Panthers battling the North Rose Wolcott Cougars. And then at 4 o'clock, it's South Seneca versus Waterloo. And then the big one at 6, matchup of the second and third ranked teams in the FL1 Sports Power Ranking preseason poll, Clyde Savannah versus Minders. Minders actually opened up their season Tuesday night with a convincing win at Marcus Whitman. So that's the earliest I've ever seen a high school basketball season start. So they're 1-0. All these other teams will be playing their first games. Brendan Harrington and Tony Robinson have the call for the first 2 games, and yours truly and Kevin Korzaneski, Special K, have the call for the nightcap games.
Nice.
So tune in. It's going to be awesome. We can't wait to get started.
Yeah.
And
That's exciting.
That's it. We'll have all the scores throughout the weekend at fingerlakes1.com, and of course, look for that live link to the webcast. Sit down Saturday at noon. Fire us up and stay there for 7-8 hours straight of basketball. I dare. I
Local
challenge
basketball.
you. I challenge you.
That's another FLX weekly challenge.
Oh boy. All right, well, let's take a look at our top local photos this week. This here is a shot of the moonrise on Thursday evening from Belhurst Castle in Geneva by Rachel Burkholder.
This one, Rachel.
Before the storm.
Yeah.
Before the storm.
I think the rest of these photos are after the storm.
Yes, a pair of storm photos here, side by side. Look at the puppy.
Everybody loves taking pictures of their dog looking out the snow.
I know. My dog wasn't quite sure what to do with it. All right, on the left, Rachel Burkholder captures a tree holding onto its leaves during Monday's lake effect snowstorm at Sampson State Park in Romulus. And on the right, from Sean Hall, this is what Seneca Falls residents and dogs woke up to on Monday morning during the first snow event of the season.
What must a dog think when they're looking at that?
I
My
know.
God.
Like, what in
Must
the
be
heck?
horrifying.
Hungry.
So
That's what dogs
cute.
think about all the time.
Being hungry.
Yeah.
All right, and finally, Scott Anderson clears his family's driveway out from under 27 inches of snow in an effort to help and bring the spirit of Christmas closer
Good on
on
you, Scott.
Lake Road in Seneca Falls. Photo by Flynn Anderson.
He's got the hat
I
on.
like his hat.
Yep.
Kudos.
He doesn't look happy, though, about it.
He's cold. Well, great photos, everyone. And if you'd like to share your local photos from across the region, click on the link in the Submit Content section at the bottom right-hand side of our homepage here at fingerlakes1.com. There's a good chance you'll see your photo in next week's show. Yes, perhaps. All right, so Black Friday, who's going shopping? Anyone?
Absolutely not.
No?
Definitely.
My wife goes
Yeah.
shopping with my mom and sister, and I don't. I do all my shopping online, like in a matter of a day or two,
Same.
and then it'll get here,
done a
and
lot on
I'll
shopping.
sit on it and wrap it on Christmas Eve at like 1 in the morning,
That's exactly what I do.
and then
Is that what we all do?
Great.
Although this year I am going to, since I'll be at a craft show, I may be able to knock some items off my
True.
list. I may be able to.
Forget
you
Black
better.
Friday shopping. You can just go straight to the craft show this weekend and
Right.
take care of it all.
Amazon.com Prime shipping is kind of nice.
Yes.
You know, you hear a lot of stuff about shop local, you know, if you can, and I agree with that. It's just, it's tough to shop local.
Takes a little more time and a little more creativity for
right,
sure.
it takes some effort when in this day and age you can just pop on the internet and get free 2-day shipping from Amazon and get anything under the sun. But yeah, it's if you do get a chance to get downtown in Seneca Falls or Canandaigua or Geneva or Skinny Atlas, hit up the local shops.
Yeah. I'm going with my niece. So we're, I don't quite know where we're going to go. I want to go to Joann Fabrics. There's some fabric that I want to get. And they have like 25% off before noon.
That's the dream.
And then I think all their fabrics are on sale anyway. So yeah, so we're going to hit up that. And that's the only thing I'm like, I want to go. But that's really selfish because it's just for me. But I've done,
fine.
we've done most of our shopping online. So we still have a few things to get, but.
It's fun to treat yourself instead of buying stuff for other people.
Is it
When it's
terrible to
such a
say that
great
I feel like a
sale.
lot of people go Black Friday shopping, even like Thanksgiving Day Black Friday shopping for themselves, more than they do for other people?
Sure.
I mean,
Well, when you can get things that you know you've wanted and you can get them at such a fraction of the cost, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, there's always guilt that comes with that. Like, oh yeah, I'm not supposed to be buying anything for me right now. This is
Yeah.
not supposed to be about me. But,
and also we will on fingerlakes1.com in the next few hours have a complete guide to every single store opening on Thanksgiving Day and Black Friday,
oh,
from Rochester to Syracuse all the way down to Ithaca.
Is that true?
That is true. I have been craftily working on that for the last day or so.
Can't believe you still have
Great.
time to make Thanksgiving dinner.
It'll be done.
I mean, you're incredible.
well,
One
that,
man can change the world.
well, that's good. That's good. I'm going to have to stay tuned. And are those local shops or are those...
It'll be everything.
Okay.
Every store that people shop at, as
In the
long as they've
world.
made it public.
Amazing.
Obviously, the chains will be pretty straightforward, but we're also going to
Right.
try to do some of the more nichey places.
That's great because I feel like we don't hear about those as
tough.
much. Yeah.
It's, I mean,
Those
that's
days are past.
that
apparently.
information is tough to, and a lot of them don't do any. There are a lot of them that don't do anything special. They'll just treat it like a normal day,
Right.
and they'll open up and.
But who's
That's their
getting up
business.
at 2 a.m. to go to Target?
I'm not.
You know
me
what though?
neither.
That's the thing. A lot of the chains this year are doing this weird. They're opening up at like 3, 4, 5, or 6 in the afternoon on Thanksgiving, and then they're staying open until between like midnight and 2 a.m. and then they're closing for 3, 4, 5 hours and reopening between 5 and 7 in the morning. So
Yeah, I hate that.
it's really, really tough.
You know why? Thanksgiving should be closed.
Right.
Now people feel like they got to go out and leave the comfort of their homes.
Yeah, to get a good deal.
So
Yep. I know
A lot
there's
of
one gift I'm
retailers are
after
also
that-
doing waves of deals. So they're doing like every 3 or 4 hours, they're doing a new wave of Black Friday deals.
Yeah, that makes sense.
it's exciting.
Well, I do like shopping local for certain things. I think that if you can find something unique, it's just about getting out there and walking around your own downtown. And but it's always special to receive something like that, something that's a little more personal, and
I agree.
it's nice
Yeah.
to give back to small shops.
I agree.
Anyway, I think that about does it for today. Thank
Yeah.
you guys for joining us for this edition of FLX Weekly. And remember, if you're watching us on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe. And if you'd like to drop us a line, send an email to contact@fingerlakes1.com. If you enjoy our show, please tell your friends. We'll be back live next
It can be a great topic for Thanksgiving. Hey, I saw this new show on the internet.
It's much better than talking politics at the Thanksgiving table.
Amen.
This
That's
year.
true.
Amen.
Yes. Yeah. Tune in on your lunch break.
They're having
We're
an
here.
incredible craft show challenge coming up in December.
Hear about this craft
I still think we should do a Christmas cookie contest, but I
Well,
just want
we
to eat
can have all
Christmas
sorts
cookies.
of games and contests up here in December, so sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. We'll be back live next Wednesday afternoon at 12:30 for another edition of FLX Weekly. Until then, from all of us, happy Thanksgiving and enjoy the holiday weekend ahead.
Happy Thanksgiving.